Okay. So today I wanted to talk about having confidence in sharing the price specifically. So before we talk about handling objections, and I guess in the talk of handling objections and getting people on board, having people enroll, getting people to say yes, getting people to commit, I personally find that it's the most common for coaches to be stuck with the price. It's not even the outside things like I don't have enough time, I don't have the space, I don't have all of that. We are pretty confident in all of that, but it comes down to, are you comfortable saying the price to somebody, and can you confidently say it? Like, are can you stand and without a doubt in your mind, without this urge or sense of ugh, yuck inside, can you say what the price is and stand behind it? Can you back yourself up, excuse me, on this price? And really, I have found in all of the time working with new coaches and coaches who like start to do the business, but they kind of dabble in it and then they kind of wean off or they fall off, or coaches who are just too afraid to actually get started. It's usually from this piece of the puzzle. It's either that they're already, before even having a conversation, too afraid to bring up the price, or when the price is brought up, that's where we start to get like awkward. I always think of it like in the movies when somebody is standing in front of somebody that they're like googly eyed over and they start to lose their words, and all of a sudden they're like the most educated person and this person comes up in front of them and they're just like oh, have no words. That's what I picture happening to coaches when the price has to be brought up. So I wanted to talk about my personal tips around and how I have found confidence in sharing the price. First is knowing the price. So clearly, I would have zero confidence offering somebody the quarterly membership because I don't even know what the price is. Zero confidence. It drops our confidence level entirely. So first and foremost, and in the training, one of the things that I get you to do is go and learn what the different prices are for the main options that you're going to provide to somebody. So here are the three main things that people are going to be getting. This does not include Energize, does not include any of the other supplements, because those are usually like additional things. And you can also intertwine, like you could put in the price of the performance pack. But personally, I don't sell as many performance packages as I do Shakeology packages. Shakeology is the one that I always push for because I personally believe that Shakeology in somebody's life is going to increase the value and quality of their life. It's going to increase the quality of their day-to-day living from the nutrients that they're getting. So I personally share more Shakeology and have more people on Shakeology than I do anything else. So knowing the price is hands down the very, very, very first thing. Once you know the price, and if you can pop it off like that, like you should know what the prices are. You'll be way more confident. You can even just feel your confidence start to rise once you know the price, right? Somebody says, "Hey, how much is it for like to get enrolled?" And you're like, "Oh, you know what? It actually depends on what you're enrolling with. Do you use let's say you're in conversations, are you interested in like in all of it?" They're gonna be like, "What do you mean all of it?" That's where I would then plug in the challenge pack and be like, "Well, actually, you can score the sickest deal, and for all new enrollments you get our bod membership, which is all of our workouts and nutrition, and then you also get our superfoods bag, which is normally most of the price itself, let alone you're getting the bot membership included, and you usually get equipment with it, which is pretty cool too. And then I can say it's under $200. finding words that make you feel sexier and more confident and better and good, to say the price, do that. But don't feel like it is always just a marketing tactic. It is just to get the price across. While there are sales techniques, there are sales strategies, marketing strategies, all of that that go along. Like if you were to look up marketing psychology, there is so much around the psychology that we have and how certain numbers will make us think certain things. Certain words will make us think different things. Words in a sentence and how they're positioned. Is one word at the beginning or the end? There's so much marketing psychology that actually takes place. It's not scheming people or scamming people or being gross. It is simply helping and enabling our psychology, our brain to say, okay, yes, and actually consider this opportunity, actually consider this price, be able to digest it. Okay. So while I do not believe in sharing something in a way that makes it sound way better than it actually is. So, for example, if I were to say, oh, well, you can get this package for less than $200, but really the price is $199, that to me is stupid. I'm like, are you for real? But if I say you can get this for less than $200 and the price is actually $186, that's less than $200 by a good chunk, right? In our brains, we're thinking, oh, it's not even $200. Like I can do that. The same thing with US for you guys. Let's say when it is on personally, I think 160 is a great price. I would say like if I was if I was in the States and if I was American and I was selling constant 160 challenge packs, I would easily, I don't know what it is about the six, but I like six. And I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm like, yeah, it's 160. Like to me, that's like just a fun price tag. 140 is like, man, it's a little bit over $100. So I personally am like, but 160, I'm like, yeah, it's 160. So when our challenge packs go on sale for 186, they go on sale to 160. I'm like, hell yeah, you can get this for 160. This is great. I can say the numbers totally okay. Now, I personally say 160. It's 162. I usually say it's 180, 180-ish. And I add the ish in there, and it's 186. Find what works for you as far as giving that price, but don't be like, oh, it's less than $190 and it's 186. Do it in a way that feels good. But please know that there is such thing as marketing psychology. And if you are interested in it, go and maybe you pick up a book on marketing psychology just so that you can understand it if you want to. I personally am not interested in it. I don't want to know about marketing psychology because then I'll start to second guess all of the things that I'm doing and all of the things that I fall for. But if that is something that you're interested in, have at it. Go and research it. Go and read a book about it. Do whatever you want to do. But the very first thing is knowing what the numbers are and then having an idea of how you want to say it. Now, with that, having an idea and understanding how it feels good for you to portray that number to somebody, that's going to take time. It's going to take time and practice. Okay. It's not going to come in that first conversation. You are probably going to choke over your words in your first conversation. People ask me what I do, and still to this day, for whatever reason, I still choke over what I actually do. And I don't know if it's because I'm still battling a little bit of hesitancy in the fact that I'm a Beachbody coach. Like I've got like this, I don't know, there's just like this shade and shame around Beachbody. And I'm like, still trying to hover over top of that. It's 5 years into this, and I'm like, I love Beachbody, and I could talk about it all day long. But when somebody says, what do you do? I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I don't know why. And so it just takes time and practice. It takes time and practice in coming up with those words that feel good to you. So don't get hung up on that. But the very first thing, number one, is understanding and knowing right off the bat what the prices are for the main things that you're talking about. I added in here what the actual sales prices are. So, for example, a challenge pack, regular challenge pack, most of them are 186. Now they're starting to be 210 because there's equipment included. But if you get a challenge pack that doesn't have equipment, like Let's Get Up, it's going to be priced at 186. That's our base package price. And then so then the US base package price is 160. It's about 180 for all of the ones that have equipment, and 210 for all of the Canadian ones that have equipment. And then those ones go on sale, and when they're on sale, they're 186. Again, I say like 180. Again, saying like you can get this for less than $200. That's personally what I say. So the fact that you know what the base price is, and then you know what the sale price is, that should already give you the confidence in, hey, like this is on sale. This is so cool. Like everybody loves a sale. The word sale always has a positive association to it, right? Psychology. In our minds, we're like, sale, sale. Okay. Sale means buy, you know? So be okay with talking about the sale. Shakeology is Canadian 155, and with the discount, it's about 120. I always say the price is actually 140 when I'm explaining it to somebody, because I also include the coach fee that somebody will have to pay. So for me personally, I have found more success. This is where I would say is kind of one of those situations where I'm like, I hate when coaches say, oh yeah, it's 120, but really it's actually 140 because they still have to pay for their coach membership fee, right? So they're saving about $40 before the discount, because the 155 comes out to 180 with taxes included. So when I'm explaining it to somebody, I know the price is 155, but it's 155 plus tax, plus shipping, plus handling for Canadians. So I know the total price is about 180. When I am explaining it to somebody and they're like, oh man, the price is just killing me, I'm like, girl, listen, I totally get it. Would it help you if the price was 140? They're saving 160. Sorry, this is wrong. This is actually 140. I'm so sorry, you guys. This is 140, not 120. 140 Canadian, because it's actually 160. I'm really sorry. Yeah, so when I'm talking about it, I'm like, you can save $20. It ends up being 140 with the discount, plus $20 for our coach fee, which is basically like having a wholesale membership. That's essentially what it is. That's exactly what they're paying for. That fee now, and for the preferred customers system, is going to be basically that. And so I give them that total price. Know what the prices are. BOD membership, it's 120. It's 119. I don't like 119 personally, so I say 120. If you like 119, have at it. And apparently it's $76 now quarterly. That's outrageous. I probably would never in my life offer somebody the quarterly membership. If they personally choose to take $76 out 4 times a year instead of 120 once, to each their own. But for me, I tell people that the price for BOD is $120 for the year, for the entire year. If they cancel, they can cancel. So if you guys are also wondering what happens if somebody wants to cancel midway through their membership, they get refunded what they didn't use. Okay. So for somebody who wants to do this, but they're not sure how long they're going to use it, I tell them all the time, just cancel it. If you don't want it anymore, just cancel it. They're going to get refunded the amount that they didn't entirely use. Will it be the full amount? I have no idea. But they still can cancel at any point in time, and there's no issues towards it. There's no cancellation fee or anything like that, okay? The second piece to having confidence in the price is believing in what you're talking about. If you have any ounce of hesitation, any ounce of doubt, any ounce of fear around what you are offering to somebody, if you don't understand what you're offering to somebody. Has anybody tried to give the price for Shakeology before actually understanding why Shakeology is so good for the body, for somebody else's body, other than saying, yeah, I drink it every day, other than saying, I love it? If somebody were to say, well, why would I pay $180 Canadian every single month to have this shake? If you don't know why it's worth it, how would you ever have the confidence to make that sale? Right? So our job, while our job is to run these boot camps and have a safe space for people to use these products and tools, it's also our job to educate people on why these products are so beneficial and will increase the quality of their life. That's the way that I look at it. It's my job to understand everything there is to know about Energize. It's my job to be able to answer anybody's question about Shakeology, about Energize, about Recover, about all of our products. I believe that it is my job as a coach to help somebody, one of my clients, be able to better understand how to use their products. That's what I believe my job is. And that's what I believe your job is. If you have a client and they're using Shakeology and they come to you and say, hey, my Shakeology, or hey, can I bake my Shakeology? Do you have any baking recipes with my Shakeology? You want to be in a position that says, actually, you know what? It's not actually beneficial, and we're not supposed to actually heat Shakeology. And it's your job to know why. The reason why is because the healthy bacteria that are activated when you mix it with a liquid, those die off in the heat. And those are good bacteria that help our body. So instead of getting the entire full value that you're paying for, you're actually ruining half of it. You know, it's like damaging something, taking your phone and literally stabbing the microphone so that you have a phone, but you can't use it. You know, they're not going to get the best value out of it. Then if they choose to do that, somebody chooses to ruin their phone and then continue to use it, it's up to them, right? To each their own. If they choose to do that, then so be it. If somebody says, hey, I got so wired when I drank Energize for the first time, what happened? It would be my job to understand that our caffeine source comes from green tea leaf extract caffeine. Not a lot of people, most people drink black coffee. So that's a different different caffeine source than green tea leaf extract. That's the first thing. The second thing is most people are not prepared and understand what Energize or what a pre-workout really does and feels like. So their body is not, it's like foreign to their body. So it's common for people's bodies to react to it a little bit higher and like whoa, what is this? Than they will if they were to have it a little bit, have it more consistently, and their body gets used to how to utilize that caffeine, how to utilize that energy. But if somebody were to come to me and say, like Chantel, I always think about when you first messaged me that first time that you used Energize, and I think you took 2 scoops at one point, and you're like, what the heck do I do?
Yep.
Being able to understand Energize enough to explain and walk somebody through that, like it's my job to help. For example, Chantel came to me and was like, she messaged me and she was like, oh my god, like does Energize normally make you jittery? I feel like my hands are tingly, everything's tingly, I am like losing it. It was in my position. I laughed, by the way. That was excellent.
I also had like a massive headache because I think that was like the biggest dose of caffeine I've ever taken.
And that's what happens. People don't realize that a small scoop is so powerful. So being able to walk somebody through that, if somebody comes to you and says, hey, how do I use the Focus Boost? You don't use it personally, but so you don't know how to explain it to somebody else. What are you going to do in that situation? Oh, well, you know what? I actually don't know how to use it. That doesn't look good on yourself, in your business, or in behind our products. And you definitely aren't going to make that sale, right? So understanding the everything that there is to know about our products is, I would say, 50% of your job. It's walking people through using our products. And that's how you believe in it. You believe in it from understanding everything there is to know about it, and then being able to say from personal experience your journey with that product. Okay. Okay, I'm just going to take this off stop share. One sec. Okay, is there any questions behind, while we're talking about products, is there any questions about products that I can answer for anybody to help give you some answering questions, guidance on that? Or is there any products that you still have fears talking about when it comes to the price?
I feel like I'm like confident in the price. Like I see the value and all this stuff. I just feel like every time I send a message, I like throw up my phone. I'm like, oh, they're gonna hate it. They're gonna think it's too much. I feel like my like vibes and mindset that I set out does not help at all. So
Totally. 100%. So I would say, and I would pull out the tough love, right? And I would say there's something still there that is, you're not entirely 1000% confident in our price determined. You see the value, but there's something stopping you. And maybe that something is actually the fact that you fear that you haven't portrayed the value enough. So it actually could be something internal rather than like, you don't believe in the product. You do, but maybe it's a fear that you are not projecting that value enough. And that will definitely come off, because I know you trust the products and you believe in the products and you see the value in it. That it, 100%, that is definitely probably what's happening, is your energy is just pushing these people, and like probably in the way that you say it, in the way that you write your language, all of that is going to set yourself up for exactly that situation.
Yeah, and I think it's definitely like my mindset around like money or selling too. Which I want to buy like a book, like a PD book about like changing your mindset about money. But because my dad, like when I first joined, like he was supportive, but he was like, oh, like we're not sellers. We can't, like we don't take rejection well. And he was like putting this stuff in my head where I was so excited. I was like, no, I'm fine. And I am fine. But I think that's like this little voice is literally in the back of my head every time that I am actually making the sale. I'm like, oh shit. I need to get rid of.
I would journal on that. First of all, book. One of the books that I personally love for a starter to get into money mindset is You're a Badass at Making Money. Love it. I think it is such a great like introduction into the mindset about money. The second one would be the one from Amanda Frances. I don't know if have you ever learned from Amanda Frances before? Okay, she is like her own type of vibe in and of itself. She is a character, okay? She is definitely a strong personality, but she is who helped me change my money my money relationship entirely. Yeah, she's from Oklahoma as well. So, but she's phenomenal, and she just Okie. She just made a book. She just wrote a book. And that would be a good option. But I would journal on this. I would open up your journal and I would say, how do I feel about being a salesperson? And I would just like open-hearted journal on that. Let your thoughts come onto paper. And if you were to say if somebody were to say, what do you do? What's your job as a Beachbody coach? And you say, oh, well, I help people, run a boot camp. Would you, in explaining what you do, talk more about the fact that you run a boot camp, or that you help people use the products that we have to share? Would you where does your mind go to? Understanding that can help you see clearly on where's the limitations coming from. The other thing is, if somebody were to say, oh, well, so you're a salesperson? Or if somebody objecting to coaching says, oh, well, I'm not a salesperson, what would you say? Where would your words go? What would that language be that you would say in regards to being a salesperson? And try and understand, are you shying away from saying I'm a salesperson? And that's the subconscious that's going to talk to you, is on that. It's not your, like, you yourself, like Tasha right here, she's gonna be like, no, I'm good. The inner Tasha is gonna be like, no, this is how I really feel.
The journal prompt. I actually just got a new journal because I want to, like, I used to journal, but like not as much. Or I have this like 365-day journal. Every day is like a different like prompt. So I feel like I've gotten a good handle on that, but it doesn't like ask me my feelings every day.
Yeah.
So I wanted just like a blank journal to actually write. So that's a good prompt. Thank you. I'm gonna write that
You're
down.
welcome. You're welcome. Any other questions about or thoughts or help that you need when it comes to the price, sharing the price, or any products? I'm just kidding. Okay, excellent. So if not, I hope that this was helpful. I know that these are probably things that you already know, but as a reminder, at the end of the day, you do have to make sales. The way that I talk about it in the podcast and the way that I like to explain it to new coaches and to prospect coaches, even who are fearful of being a salesperson, the way I say it is, this is an exchange and you're the middle person. So you are helping somebody cross the bridge, and the only way that they can get over the bridge on the other side of that bridge is their life that they are so deeply desiring to have. They want to be healthy, they want to be happy, they want to have so much self-love, they want to get healthier in their minds, they want to be in a community that's positive. They want all of these things, want to change their life. That's on this side of the bridge. Right now, they're standing here. You're like in the ticket booth. The only ticket that gets them across to that life is literally the challenge pack sale, or whatever it is, the sale. You are the middleman. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no to the product. They're not saying no to you. They're saying no to the fear of crossing over and actually living that life. So personally, I don't feel like a salesperson. I simply feel like the ticket holder. I feel like the person that says, okay, come on this ride. You can come on this ride of changing your life, living a healthy lifestyle, living the life of your dreams. The only way to get there, though, is the price of the challenge pack. Oh, you don't want that? Cool. I'll go, next. Like, that's what I think. And so when I'm handling objections, I am not digging into it. I am not taking it personally. And I really don't spend a lot of time. If somebody's not ready to join, they're not ready to hand over their ticket, that's fine. But I'm the ticket booth manager. I get paid to pass as many tickets through as possible. You know what I'm saying? So I am not worried about somebody who is giving me all of this grief at the fact that they want to get over the bridge for free. That's just what I think about it in my head. And I hope that you find yourself in a position where you don't feel like a salesperson. I don't want you to be pumping out sale after sale after sale after sale. I just want you to look at yourself as somebody who's the middle person and taking that exchange. Beachbody's the one that's like, okay, how do we make sales? But us as coaches, we're just like the middleman. We're the person that's like, hey, the price is this. You want them? So that's the way that I look at it. I hope that all of this talk about objections and how to have conversations and all of that is helping you guys, because at the end of the day, your business is built around having people enroll. And the more confident you feel, the more excited you feel about making those sales, the more your business is going to flourish. Okay? All right. You guys are awesome. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday. No matter what is happening, push on through. I'm here with you. It's a Monday. Have a good rest of your week. Happy May. And yeah, let's go crush it.